The agenda for today is gonna be welcome, and the thought, the emotional content, and the thought is gonna be about success. The emotional content that is gonna talk about kind and share, singing a song. This is going to be the last class that we are gonna sing the song Vincent, page 105. Time to read. Or Word and Beyond, pages 74 and 75. Remember that we finished with the reading comprehension exercises. And the contents are going to be English Unit Review, pages 60 and 61, and Practice Book, page 57 and 58. Finally, I will be here to question and answer. And let me congratulate you because all of you sent me the homework assignment on this week. And you already have your score. Only we have to study for the exam. That is going to be the last class, the last evaluation. Sorry. Thank you so much, and let's continue.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, my student from for class. Let me congratulate you because this is going to be the last class for this year 2020. Let me tell you that I'm proud of you because a lot of you, well, all of you send me the homework assignment, and some of you are always connected to my class. Well, today we are going to have a little class about the English Unit Review, and next class is going to be the last one, and it's going to be the review before the exam. Study a lot the indefinite pronouns and relative classes, and we are going to start our class. Let's enjoy it.
The thought for this class is gonna be success. It's a state of mind. If you want success, start thinking of yourself as a success. If you think that you are a success, boy or a girl, you will have good experiences. You will have a lot of prizes, and you will have the success. That is a success. And remember, because you are alive, you are a success man or a girl, a success boy or a girl, because you are alive. A lot of people want your life, or a lot of people want your abilities. Well, we are going to continue with the English class.
The Lion and the Mouse. In a huge palace lived a lion, the king of the jungle, along with lots of lionesses to take good care of him. One Sunday afternoon, when all the lionesses were fast asleep, the lion was lazing on his beanbag watching a horror movie on his laptop. Just when it was time for a scary scene in the movie, the lion felt a tickle on his chin. Scared as if the ghost from the movie had come to life, the lion fell off the beanbag and broke his laptop. The lion noticed a tiny mouse hanging to his beard, which he called his mane. He grabbed the mouse in anger and asked him, "Why are you hanging on my mane?" The mouse, frightened by the angry lion, replied, "You have a very soft beard. I just wanted to play with it for a while. Please forgive me if I scared you." "You have dirtied my mane. It takes me more than 1 hour to clean it. As your punishment, I will eat you," said the lion. The mouse was very smart. He was brainy and had really good knowledge about computers. He told the lion that he would help him repair the laptop if the lion didn't eat him up. The lion was kind-hearted, and he calmed down on knowing that he had clever mice in the kingdom. He decided to let the mouse free. The mouse quickly fixed the lion's laptop and left. He was so relieved the lion didn't eat him. A few months later, one fine day, the lion was out in the jungle looking for food. He accidentally lay his foot on a shiny object. Suddenly, a cage popped out from nowhere, trapping the lion in it. It was a computerized cage with glass walls on 3 sides. It was set by a zookeeper who wanted to capture the lion and take him to his zoo in the city. The lion tried to free himself by banging his head against the cage walls, but they were too strong and didn't even crack. He roared as loud as he could, calling for help. After a few hours, the lion was tired and decided to give up. Just then, he heard some sounds coming from outside the cage. The lion thought that the zookeeper was there to take him to the city. To his surprise, the door to the cage suddenly opened. The lion rushed outside to see none other than the smart little mouse. The lion asked the mouse, "Did you open the door to this cage?" "Yes," replied the mouse. "This cage you were trapped in is computerized, and I have been trained to hack into computer systems. Ever since you have set me free, I have been helping needy animals. I have freed more than 100 animals from such computerized cages," said the mouse. A big smile appeared on the lion's face as he remembered the day when he had set the mouse free. The lion thanked the mouse for all the good work he was doing in his kingdom and invited him to stay at his palace for the rest of his life. The mouse happily agreed. After all, he had never stayed in a palace. The lion and the mouse are best of friends now. They help trapped animals and watch horror movies together every day.
Well, we are gonna continue with our son Vincent. But before to listen and sing the song, I want to talk about him. Vincent van Gogh was a Dutch painter, generally considered to be the greatest after Rembrandt van Rijn and one of the greatest of the post-impressionists. He saw, listen this, he saw only one artwork during his life, but in the century after his death, he became perhaps the most recognized painter of all the time. On this case, it says that he never be a famous painter when he was alive. And he only saw one painter. After he died, he became a famous painter. Well, we are gonna listen the song and I need to sing.
Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Starry, starry night, flaming clouds that brightly blaze, swirling clouds of violet haze, reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue, morning fields of amber gray, weathered faces lined in pain, are swooped beneath the artist's loving hand.
Well, the next class is gonna be the last, and we are gonna investigate, and we are going to talk about the words that are in yellow color. Well, we are going to continue with our reading. Take up your reading pads and remember that today we are going to develop the pages 71, 72, and 73. Reading pads. We will finish our reading and we will complete the reading exercises. The reading comprehension exercises, which page? 74 and 75. What we have here, we have the equations, yeah? On page 74 is divided in A and B. Part A, number 1. Remember that you can participate on the chat. I want you to do it. Our solar system, A, is on the moon. B, doesn't have a sun. C, is part of the Milky Way galaxy. D, is made up of only planets. I will wait for you. I will give you a chance to you think about the answer. You can use your book. Remember what are the most or what is the correct answer. Remember what we read before. Let me tell you that our solar system is part of the Milky Way galaxy. Is the letter C. Number 2, very good for the people that participate and type the correct answer. The Earth makes a complete revolution around the Sun, A, in 1 day, B, in 1 year, C, in 1 hour, or D, in 1 decade. You can use your book to check it out what is the correct answer. A complete revolution around the sun. Let me tell you that the Earth makes a complete revolution around the sun in 365 days and 65 and quarter days. And this case is in 1 year. The correct answer is the letter B. Congratulations for the people that got the correct answer. I'm sorry because it says number 2, but it's the number 3. A full moon usually occurs once a year, letter A, once a year, B, every night, C, every other night, or D, only once a month. What do you think? What is the correct answer? Congratulations for the people that typed the correct answer. It's only once a month. Only once a month you can see a full moon. Let me see the other question. The last question is number 4. A constellation is type of orbit, spiral-shaped galaxy, phase of the moon, or pattern made from stars. What is a constellation? It's a pattern made from stars. Very good for the people that type the correct answer. Well, then we have to answer, and this answer can vary for everyone. It says what, and you have to think about the answer because you will type on your You will write on your note on your book, sorry. It says, why would the number of days in a year be different for each planet in our solar system? What do you think? Is by the orbit, because as you can see, some planets are near, for example, Mercury and Venus are near of our sun, and for that reason the day has less hours, and Neptune have more hours in a day. Well, next, why would sailors have used the stars to help find their way on the sea? Let me tell you that is because on the past we don't have GPS. For that reason, the GPS on the past, it was the constellation. Well, that's all, people. The order is that you are gonna make a mind map, and you will write the principal ideas that you have of this reading. Thank you so much, and then we are gonna watch the next class, or the next class that we are gonna see us is that we are gonna watch our unit review, study for the exam. Well, we are gonna finish our unit number 4 with the unit review. What we have here, listening and speaking part. It says, scramble and match the names of occupation with the pictures. Look at here. Here we have Rudolf Ratier, but it's not the correct occupation. It says dolphin trainer. It's he. Is this picture. Dolphin trainer. What are you gonna do? You will match and you will write here dolphin trainer. What is the other? Zookeeper. 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 Veterinarian. 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 Horse tamer. Horse tamer. Horse tamer. Write more activities for each job in your notebook. Listen to the conversation and choose the best answer for the question below. Well, everybody stop. We are gonna find the correct track, and we are gonna listen. Well, let's listen. Listen the conversation and choose the best answer for the question below. Who is Cynthia? A zookeeper in elementary school. You will circle the best answer. Well, let's listen.
43. Listen to the conversation and choose the best answer for the questions below.
Hello, my name's Cynthia Myers, and I'm a student at Stony Brook Elementary School. Can I ask you some questions about your occupation for my school magazine?
Sure. What do you want to know?
What's your name?
David Randall.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a zookeeper at Tulsa Zoo in Oklahoma.
Did you always want to be a zookeeper?
I grew up on a farm. We always had many pets. And my parents were definitely animal lovers. I always said I wanted to do something with animals, but I didn't know what that would be. I studied biology at Oklahoma University, and one day I started volunteering at the Tulsa Zoo. Then a position opened up, and I decided to take it. I've been a zookeeper since then, and I have never regretted a minute. I can't think of a better job for me.
What's a typical day for you like?
With 100 animals, there's always something going on with one of them. I get here just before 6:30 in the morning and walk around the exhibit to make sure the animals look good. At 7 o'clock, we move on to start the AM feeding and cleaning and give medicine to the animals that are being medicated. That takes about 2 to 4 hours. At 11 o'clock, we go downstairs and prepare their food for the next day. At 1 p.m., it's feeding and medication again. Then, at 3 p.m. every day, we do a Meet a Mammal presentation. Finally, at 5 o'clock before leaving, we complete the record book to report problems or special actions that need to be taken for the safety, health, and welfare of the animals.
And what's your favorite part?
Without a doubt, it's working with the animals. You cannot do this job and not be an animal lover. But I also love transferring my knowledge to the public.
Do you have any pets at home?
I live in a tiny apartment behind the zoo. All I have is fish. After all the emotional energy I expend here on the animals, I love to go home and not have to worry about a pet. So if the fish are swimming around, I'm good.
Thank you very much for the interview.
No problem.
Well, we already listened the interview that Cynthia asked to Damon. Let me see, who is Cynthia? She's an elementary school student. What does Damon do? He works in a zoo. How many animals are there at the Tulsa Zoo? Only 100. What does Damon like most about his job? Being with the animals. Where does Damon live? In a very small apartment behind the zoo. Now we are gonna listen again and write what Damon does in the morning and in the afternoon. Let's listen again. I want you to listen and try to copy, in your book.
Track 43. Listen to the conversation and choose the best answer for the questions below.
Hello, my name's Cynthia Myers, and I'm a student at Stony Brook Elementary School. Can I ask you some questions about your occupation for my school magazine?
Sure. What do you want to know?
What's your name?
Damon Randall.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a zookeeper at Tulsa Zoo in Oklahoma.
Did you always want to be a zookeeper?
I grew up on a farm. We always had many pets. And my parents were definitely animal lovers. I always said I wanted to do something with animals, but I didn't know what that would be. I studied biology at Oklahoma University, and one day I started volunteering at the Tulsa Zoo. Then a position opened up, and I decided to take it. I've been a zookeeper since then, and I have never regretted a minute. I can't think of a better job for me.
What's a typical day for you like?
With 100 animals, there's always something going on with one of them. I get here just before 6:30 in the morning and walk around the exhibit to make sure the animals look good. At 7 o'clock, we move on to start the AM feeding and cleaning and give medicine to the animals that are being medicated. That takes about 2 to 4 hours. At 11 o'clock, we go downstairs and prepare their food for the next day. At 1 p.m., it's feeding and medication again. Then, at 3 p.m. every day, we do a Meet a Mammal presentation. Finally, at 5 o'clock before leaving, we complete the record book to report problems or special actions that need to be taken for the safety, health, and welfare of the animals.
And what's your favorite part?
Without a doubt, it's working with the animals. You cannot do this job and not be an animal lover. But I also love transferring my knowledge to the public.
Do you have any pets at home?
I live in a tiny apartment behind the zoo. All I have is fish. After all the emotional energy I expend here on the animals, I love to go home and not have to worry about a pet. So if the fish are swimming around, I'm good.
Thank you very much for the interview.
No problem.
Well, we already listened to what he does. Morning activities, for example, prepare the animals and give medication. In the afternoon activities, he has presentation with the animals, but he has more activities with them. Well, I will close this and we are gonna move to the next page. What we have on next page? Look, we can write the jobs. Look at him. Take care of sick people. Taste their temperatures. What do you think that is his, profession? Is he a police officer? Is he a bus driver? Is he a journalist? Sales clerk? Farmer? Nurse? Chef? Or server? It's a nurse. He sells things. He helps customers. He's a sales clerk. Well, you are gonna do one by one, read the description, and write what is gonna be the profession. Write more activity for each in your notebook. Well, you are gonna do it at your notebook. Remember that this is going to be a part of our relative classes. It's gonna be a part of our exam. In here, you will underline all the verbs that you can read. For example, I work after school. Work. Underline the word work because it's a verb. Well, we are gonna move to our practice book. It's 57 and 58. And it's gonna be some exercises similar like we are doing on this moment. We are moving right now. Remember page 57 and 58. Well, what we have here, combine the two sentences with that, who, or where. She's taken to the artist. I know the woman. I know the woman. She's taken to the artist. I know the woman. She's talking to the artist. That is, you are gonna choose if it is that, who, or where. Remember, that, who, or where. Relative clauses. On this case, it's gonna be in definite pronouns. Sorry, definite pronouns. I know the woman that she's talking to the artist, who she is talking to the artist, or who is talking to the artist. Is who, because we are talking about a girl. I know the woman who is talking to the artist. Who is talking to the artist? I told you about the man. It's an pronoun. I told you about the man. That it's an pronoun. What is an pronoun? Who is an pronoun? You know that if we are talking to a person, it's gonna be who. I don't like the flowers. The flowers are in the vase. I don't like the flowers that are in the vase. This is the store. I bought my laptop here. This is the store where I bought my laptop. We went for a walk in the park. We usually play soccer there. We went for a walk in the park where we usually play soccer. This is the house my dad designed. This is the house that my dad designed. Complete the interview with the correct words. Somebody, anybody, somewhere, nobody, everybody. Is ice sculpture difficult? Is it something anybody can do? Yes, it is. And of course, no. There are a lot of ice sculpture, but no. Not anybody is as good as me. Where is the best place to make such a sculpture? Well, somewhere cold. Obviously, somewhere cold. Remember that we use somewhere when we are talking about places. You had an exhibition recently, but nobody came. Why? Nobody came. Everybody left the heating on, and all my sculptures melt. Well, people, this is the first page of this little quiz. And what we have here, complete with has or doesn't have to. This is gonna appear in our exam, has or doesn't have. A park ranger look at for forest fires? Has, he has to. A toy designer have to be young? No, specifically, I know toy designers that are old. Doesn't have to be young. An astronaut have to be specially trained or doesn't have to be specially trained? Has to be specially trained. A zookeeper has to understand animals and their behavior or doesn't have to understand? Has to understand. Well, and then what are you gonna do? Write the name of the profession. I help people when they are sick. I tell their temperature. Who am I? Who am I? It's a nurse. Nurse. Number 2, investigate crimes and sometimes put criminals in jail. Who am I? An officer. Match the question with the answer. Could I have a ticket to Mexico City, please? Sure, one way or round trip. That is going to be all the class. Thank you to be on the class. And thanks to you, thanks to your parents, because you were connected, you were on my classes. Oh, some of you always are on my classes all the year, and this is going to be the last class. For that reason, thank you. The next time that we are gonna see us is going to be the English review video. And well, study for the exams. And I want to see you soon. Bye bye.